What's going on, guys? Don't I look fancy? That's because I am celebrating Made Man's Gentleman Up Formal Friday initiative. And what better way to celebrate Formal Friday than to talk about the best dressed director in all of Hollywood, Christopher Nolan. He's also dropping Interstellar upon us, so that's pretty exciting too. Today, we are going to break down Christopher Nolan films, and we're gonna come to a conclusion. What is the greatest Christopher Nolan film of all time? And we've got a super cool panel to do it with. First, he is the founder of iMockery.com and one of the creators of A Bobo's Big Adventure, Roger Barr.
Thanks for having me back, Hal, and I wore my formal attire as well.
You know her, you love her. She's an actress, she's a hostess, she does a little bit of everything. Allison Hayslip.
Hello.
He's a best-selling author and the man behind the best show in the universe, Maddox.
Yeah, Hal, this is my second best E Honda shirt.
So guys, here's what we're gonna do. We took the top 8 Christopher Nolan films, according to their IMDb ranks, put them together in a March Madness style bracket, and we're going to decide which one reigns supreme. Let's kick this off with the first battle. You have the number 8 film versus the number 1 film. Insomnia versus The Dark Knight. Let's go down on the end and start with Maddox.
Yeah, The Dark Knight, hands down. I take issue with anyone who has a problem with this movie. If you have a problem with this movie, I have a problem with you. I have a friend of mine who has made his own edit of this movie where he cut almost the entire Two-Face part of the movie because he didn't like Two-Face as a character. I'm like, you're an idiot. It's a perfect movie. Don't touch it. But he also has narcolepsy. Like, he's been diagnosed with narcolepsy. So I'm like,
is
dude.
this a real person?
So
Yes.
what he doesn't have is insomnia.
Oh, wow.
Boom!
Perfect.
Let's go to
On it.
Allison Hayslip.
Segue. I'm actually one of the few people who saw Insomnia in the theaters.
Okay.
Huge fan, may he rest in peace, of Robin Williams in that movie.
Oh, heck
I mean,
yeah.
like, we just got to see this, like, other side of him that we don't get to see in any other film. That being said, I'm still going Dark Knight because it's so epic.
Yeah, there's no arguing. This is a rollover. Dark Knight over Insomnia. Moving on to the next round. All right, let's talk about the number 4 film against the number 5 film, The Prestige. The number 4 film, Memento. Allison, you look the most put off by this. So
I
let's
am,
start
because
with
these
you.
are legitimately
Yeah.
my 2 favorite Christopher Nolan movies. Like, I like these movies better than Dark Knight.
Oh wow. Okay.
These are like I remember so clearly seeing Memento back in, like, what, 2001 it came
Oh,
out or
yeah.
something like that. I remember going to the theater and having my mind blown
Oh
by
yeah,
this movie.
that film was like an insect that
Yeah.
crawled up in my ear and laid eggs in my brain.
Yes,
Yeah.
but then I also remember seeing The Prestige in theaters. Oh God, if I have to pick one, ooh.
Do you want to phone a friend?
I'm gonna go Memento, because even though it's been over a decade since it came out, I still have such a clear feeling of, like, that movie being like, this is the kind of movies that I want to do.
All right, let's go to Roger.
Memento, I agree, I mean, that's the thing that's what everyone learned about Christopher Nolan because of that movie. It's an incredible movie. It's complicated, but everyone still loved it. But The Prestige has stuck with me. I've seen that movie probably 100 times now.
Whoa.
I absolutely.
You're kidding.
No.
I haven't seen
love
any
The
movie
Prestige.
100 times.
Yeah, I really love that movie. It takes the cake for me. So I got to go with Prestige on this one.
Maddox, this comes down to you, my man.
Well, The Prestige, what I liked about that film is there was so much unnecessary death, I feel, that was just written into the plot, where essentially, if I remember correctly, he was cloning himself and killing himself over and over again. Personally, I would fight myself, and because
Yeah.
at the end of every generation, the best version of me is going on. Until at the end of it, like after I've killed myself thousands and thousands of times, there's gonna be a super me.
Wait, so that's your choice?
Yes, The Prestige.
Wow.
Prestige, moving on.
Prestige, knocking out Memento. That is an upset. The number 5 seed knocked out the number 4 seed.
I really thought Memento was making it further.
Let's move to the next matchup. Batman Begins at number 6 against the number 3, Dark Knight Rises. Let's start with Maddox.
Okay, so Batman Begins, I didn't like as much as everyone else.
Really?
And Dark Knight Rises was a huge piece of shit.
Is there one that you would pick?
Batman Begins because that's when Commissioner Gordon really shined.
So 1-0 for Batman Begins.
Batman Begins.
Great. Let's go back around to Roger.
Yeah, I got to go with Batman Begins. It's a better story overall. I do love The Dark Knight Rises. It's a fun movie to watch if you can turn your brain off. But
Yeah.
Batman Begins. I mean, that set everything in motion.
That's
so.
2-0. Batman Begins. It's going to move on. Our final matchup of the first round. Oh, wow. The number 2 film, Inception, against his very first film, ranked at number 7, Following. So let's go through this one. Let's start with Roger. Inception versus Following.
Inception. Just
Inception. Allison.
Inception.
Inception. Maddox.
I'm going to go with Following.
Okay,
What?
screw you. Shut up.
I'm actually more shocked. I'm more shocked about the fact that Following is ranked higher than Insomnia.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe worth checking out. Okay, guys, we are in the semifinals, aka the Final Four. Dark Knight versus The Prestige. Let's start with Allison Hayslip.
I'm going Prestige. I was so affected by that movie in the theaters. Dark Knight obviously is fantastic and brilliant, but at no point in that movie did I feel like I had my mind blown by anything. The Prestige f***ed with me. Oh, like I felt mildly violated after seeing The Prestige because of what that scene was.
Were you on a bad date or something?
No, no. So I'm going Prestige.
Prestige.
Yeah.
Okay, 1-0 Prestige. Wow. Let's go to Maddox.
Got to go with The Dark Knight on this, based on the strength of Heath Ledger's performance. I generally don't care about acting and all that like Hollywood bullshit, but this movie pulled me to the dark side.
1-1, Dark Knight Prestige. Yeah, Heath Ledger's performance, excellent. Roger Barr, you got to break the tie.
This is tough. These are
It comes down to you.
These are my two favorite.
Can you
Nolan
handle
movies.
this job deciding?
As much as I've seen The Prestige, I've also seen The Dark Knight probably about as much.
Over 100 times?
Probably. I just
Roger,
spend my-
get out of here.
all I
No, I'm
do
kidding.
is-
Stay here.
All I do is watch these two movies. That is what I do with my life.
Wow.
Yeah. I think I got to go with The Dark Knight. I mean, there's a reason it's ranked in like the top 10 on IMDb. It's just the perfect superhero movie as far as I'm concerned. I know a lot of people love Avengers and they're excited about that, but I just don't think it gets better than that.
Dark Knight, moving
Dark Knight
on.
wins.
Roger, let me ask you one question. Did you hear about this guy who edited out all of the Harvey Dent Two-Face stuff from the... Never mind. Okay, let's go to our next Final Four matchup. Wow, this is another barn burner. Batman Begins versus Inception. We're going to go back around into the middle and start with Allison Hayslip.
All right. Movies like Inception are the reason I love Christopher Nolan. I love movies that make me think, that make me solve puzzles, that make me try to figure out what's going on while I'm watching it.
puzzles? You love
I
crossword puzzles?
I have
Those
a friend
little-
who nicknamed me Puzzles. Watching that movie, the entire movie was me trying to figure out what was going on and how they were going to get out of this and like what was happening, and like at the top, at the end, I'm like, what,
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Inception.
Roger Barr, how many times have you seen Inception?
Not as much.
Okay.
Inception, I do like a lot.
Yeah.
Inception gave us. Boom! I hate Leonardo DiCaprio though. I'm
What?
I am not a fan of Leo.
What about The Wolf? What about Wolf of Wall Street?
Look, he peaked with What's Eating Gilbert Grape, as far as I'm
Yeah,
concerned.
you peaked when you said you saw Dark Knight 100 times.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm
we
just
disagree.
not-
we disagree on Leo.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that out
That's
there.
fine. That's
but
fine.
continue.
But that said, I did enjoy Inception a lot.
Yeah.
It was a great movie. I loved all the layers just piling upon each other,
Mm-hmm.
the whole story. And I got to go with Inception because I think it had the better ending of the two movies. I love that they just leave the little spinning top spinning there and it cuts out, so
Yeah.
it's left up to the audience
Yeah.
to decide.
Boom. There you go. Inception. Moving on. We're down to our final matchup. Dark Knight versus Inception. Roger Barr, let's kick it off with you.
Yeah, I mean, Inception barely squeaked out in the last round for me, and The Dark Knight is a far better movie as far as I'm concerned, so I have to go with Dark Knight.
1-0. Dark Knight over Inception.
Yep.
Allison Hayslip.
Well, for the reasons I just said, I'm going Inception because I love puzzles. I love figuring stuff
Wow.
out, and Inception was far more exciting for my brain
But
than
the
Dark Knight
Joker,
was.
the Joker gave the entire city puzzles to like.
That is
deal
true,
with.
but you watched them solve them. It wasn't left up to us. You weren't piecing
okay.
together the plot line of the movie because of the Joker's puzzles, but you were piecing together the plot line of Inception because of all these like tricky things that they were doing. So yeah, I'm going Inception.
We are all tied up at 1-1. It all comes down to Maddox.
I agree with Allison. Inception had such good puzzles in it. And the top at the end was the only time I've stayed that attentive during a movie, during the end scene of a movie. Every single person's eyes in that theater were watering because nobody wanted to blink and miss it. That said, I like puzzles, and the puzzle with The Dark Knight was, how can a movie be this good? It beats it out by a squeak, but Dark Knight.
There you have it. Dark Knight, the greatest Christopher Nolan film of all time. What do you think the best Christopher Nolan film of all time is? Let us know in the comments section below. Best answer? We're gonna send you a Screen Junkies t-shirt. Please don't forget about the work we're doing with Made Man and Gentlemen Up. Help us go formal on Friday, November 7th to support men in need. To learn more about this very cool program, check out the link in the description below. I want to thank my awesome panel. You guys rocked it hard. Roger Barr, check out iMockery. Allison Hayslip, you do not have my permission to die. You have my permission to stay wonderful. And Maddox, best page in the universe, best-selling author. Check out all his stuff. Check them all out on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. I'm at Hal Rudnick. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.
Hey, Screen Junkies, join Made Man and go formal this Friday, November 7th. Click the link in the description below to participate. Bye-bye.